Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Nicknames are pretty weird, Tom. Some are great, some are undesirable, but more often than not, they tend to stick. Whatever the quality they are, they often stick around quite a bit.
It's usually the nickname you don't want is the one that sticks too, isn't it?
Yeah. And, I guess like over time, if you have an undesirable nickname that, you just sort of get desensitized, don't you?
Yeah.
You sort of forget how bad it is. If you've been rolling with it for a few years, it's just what people know you as. You're not really going to debate it or anything.
Absolutely not.
And one of the funniest nicknames I reckon I heard was a few months back. We went to the Gold Coast for a little holiday, and we met a group of lads over there who, there was about 10 of them, and they happened to be fresh listeners. And, really nice group of dudes. However, there was like 10 of them.
Yeah.
So instantly it was really hard to remember everyone's names, especially on a night out.
Especially, learning 10 new names on a night out in a different state. It was tough.
Oh, impossible. I would go as far to say impossible. I don't think anyone could
I'm
do
sure
it.
there's people out there that's like 10 names, piece of cake.
I didn't even think the top waiters around the country who, memorized 10 meals back to back could do such a thing in that state. But however, we did try and learn a few. And I think one of the funniest, weirdest ones was a bloke there named Seagull. And I did ask his mates. I said, I was like, why do they call him Seagull? Did he get attacked by one as a joke? And his mate turned around and he was like, yeah, no, he actually did. It was really bad. Yeah. And we're like, what? He got attacked by a seagull.
We've actually got audio of it happening. They sent it to us. Here it is.
Go! What the hell? Get away from the chips! Get away from the chips! He's pecking my eyes! My eyes!
God, that is one angry seagull.
That must be a mammoth seagull that eats chips by the kilos that attacked him. But yes, what a terrible nickname to have. Terrible nickname in the sense that he is constantly reminded by this bird attack.
Yeah.
And, what's caused his
traumatic experience, I'm sure.
Bird
his mates
phobia.
have made light of with this fun, light-hearted nickname.
I just can't believe it. Attacked by a seagull. And, there's all these other weird nicknames, though, isn't there? My dad was banging on about a dude who, once again, traumatic experience. His name is Fingers because he works on machinery and, like, one of his fingers almost got busted.
Yeah, right.
Almost chopped
that's
off.
That's definitely not where I saw that nickname going.
I don't think anyone really knows where that one's going. You have to take a stab in the dark and roll with it.
We want to open up the text line here, Adelaide. Who in your group has the weirdest nickname? Around the footy club, I'm known as Sugar because of a terrible story about having to change my Facebook name once, and then I was stuck with it for 60 days. Like, you can't change back.
Yeah,
So
it's a classic one.
By the time the 60 days were up, everyone just started calling me Sugar. Not the worst nickname to have, but raises a few questions when you meet someone new for sure.
Yeah, not the worst one, but definitely weird.
Plenty of people getting involved at the moment. Somebody's texted in here saying, my dad's nickname is Dexter. His name's Andrew. A lot of question marks going on with that text. Is it something to do, like, does your dad give off a bit of a homicidal vibe, like the TV show?
So that's what I'm thinking. It could either be one or two. He's a bit of a murderer kind of vibe, or
Man loves glad wrap.
Yeah, he's a sandwich enthusiast. Loves to keep it protected. Could also be, Andrew Dexter, an American lawyer and financier from the 1800s. Who knows?
Yeah.
Could be a very weird one.
Personal hero of mine, actually.
Yeah, we got this one here. Someone said 12 because he doesn't do anything.
That's clever.
So it is a clever one.
I haven't heard that one before. 12 is a good nickname as well. There's so many possibilities that could be. Have another text come through here. One of my mates has a nickname called Gherkin because we put a cucumber in his exhaust pipe.
See, I think that one's so funny because, a lot of these nicknames come about from you doing something embarrassing, not something that's instigated by one of your mates.
Yeah.
It's like he's copped the bad nickname and also had a cucumber shoved in his car.
How do you think the conversation went down? Like, how can we nickname this guy Gherkin? I know, we'll shove a cucumber up his exhaust pipe.
Yeah, what do we have in the kitchen? A pack of Mammy noodles or a cucumber?
Yeah.
Do we want to stick to Mammy or cucumber for this guy? like gherkin. This one here, hey, it's Sam. My nickname used to be Frodo as I had some same features.
You'd think it'd be Sam Wise, if anything.
Oh, it makes so much sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, not Frodo. Hey, another text here. We named my stepmom Mrs. Seaweed because she floats around all day and stinks. She still hasn't put together why we call her that. I think she thinks it's endearing. Hopefully she's not listening to the show right now.
Jeez, I don't think Mrs. Seaweed, even if you didn't understand, sounds endearing.
I wouldn't be happy with it,
in the slightest. We got a similar one here to our mate Seagull that we met in the Gold Coast. Someone said, I work with a guy called Seagull. He had a seagull shit on his head when he was in high school. The poor bastard is almost 70, so the name has stuck.
Jeez. That's got to be the longest-winded nickname I've ever heard. High school to the age of 70.
It's a long haul, you know. I feel like it'll be on the plaque on the tombstone as well, right? Tom, as workplaces get more modern, there's different ways to make sure staff are happy and relaxed.
Yeah, and, you know, it's weird because lately you start to see all these different sort of ways that they're going to try and get you to be more productive in the workplace.
Well, it all started, didn't it, with, you know, places like Google saying, hey, instead of sitting down, why don't you stand up? So, you know, your tables would extend and rise up so you can stand and, you know, you can get more blood flow and things like that.
And they sort of get rid of the whole cubicle vibe of an office and, you know, and put in vibrant colours and slides and stuff. And then you look at like a country like Japan as well.
Yeah.
And all the different sort of ways they're trying to improve productivity in the workplace by having nap breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah. So there's heaps of ones that over the years are trying to be implemented, but this would have to be one of the strangest ones, and it comes from an office over in Sweden.
Of course, it's Sweden.
Yeah, you know, they're trying to be progressive, but they're also a little bit freaky.
Yeah, they are.
It comes from an office, from a adult cinema kind of, you know, production place.
Yeah.
Very creative. And
adult
just,
film
you know,
company.
Yeah, just filming and stuff like that. And the boss, Erica Lust. I'm not sure if that's actually a real name. I don't think it is. However,
it'd be bloody handy if it was, wouldn't it?
But she's trying to implement at this company, her company, she's implementing breaks you can take during the day for 30 minutes for solo sessions to relieve yourself and, you know, just relax.
Yeah. So you get a 30-minute break. Do you reckon like that means you don't get your lunch hour?
Does
that mean you only get 30 minutes for lunch? It's split up.
I was thinking that, yeah. If you have a lunch hour, you know, 30 minutes for lunch, 30 minutes for doing the solo deed. I wonder how you do split it up.
Yeah.
And I was wondering as well, do you reckon they have the same... Because this is like we were saying before, you know, maybe it's not that weird because it's a adult film sort of office. But
but they all go into the one room.
They've
got a little chamber they've set up with, and like, I don't know if I want to sit on a chair, like walk out like it's a revolving door. I go in and be like, good mate. Yeah, not bad.
You see who just came out of there. It's a really interesting concept, and I do wonder as well, do they have the same conundrums, right? Like, do you reckon, you know, at a classic office, someone's, you know, opened up the fridge and they're like, geez, someone stole my sandwich.
Yeah. Who didn't refill the ice? Who didn't refill the tissues?
Who stole my Vaseline from the cupboard? I clearly had my name written on it in Sharpie and you took my sandwich. So
you son of a gun.
There's a lot going on. And what's even more disturbing when you have a look at it, if you look at a survey they did over there with 2,000 people, guess what percentile of, I've got men and women, guess what percentile of men have admitted that they've done this at their office regardless?
In Sweden?
Yeah, or it's like Greater Europe. Just say Europe.
Europe? I'm going to say it's going to be something outrageous. I'm going to say 75%.
Nice to know what you think of the Europeans.
I think they're progressive.
Yeah. It's 22% of men have admitted to doing it at work and 7% of women, which are crazy stats.
That's a large gap, isn't it?
It's huge.
I love this quote as well from Erica Lust, the boss of this adult film company. She says she believes that these 30-minute breaks make her staff happier, more relaxed, and more focused.
Yeah. I think it would make me more relaxed until, like you said, someone sees you walking out of that revolving door with your Hustler magazine wedged in between some finance reports, and they're like, oh, God, I know exactly what you've been doing.
I don't know. Maybe we need to get the corporate fat cat on.
Well, ask our boss.
This poor young girl who has just started battling eczema. She's 11 years old and a very talented dancer.
Yeah.
And loves to dance as well. And she's just started to develop eczema. And it started to make her allergic to her own tears and sweat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty sad because like she's saying, how much she loves dancing and whatnot, and now being allergic to her own tears and sweat makes it so much harder to dance.
Well, geez, it would be a pretty crazy one, wouldn't it? Being, you're in the exercise, you're doing dancing. You'd have to stop the thing that you love. That is a pretty crappy one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, because there's currently no cure for eczema either. There's just like different sort of skin routines you can do to try and stop all this irritation of the skin. But we were talking about allergies.
Yeah.
After we read this article, we started getting on the topic of allergies, and Sophie, our content director, informed us that her dad, she reckons, has the worst allergy out there.
Yeah. Well, he's got a bit of a trifecta of, pretty bad ones. He's got fish.
Yeah.
He can't really eat fish.
Cats.
Horses. Which seems uncommon, but, in your lifetime, you will come across a few horses. It's guaranteed. And, you're going to get irritated.
Another one, she said he was allergic to bananas as well, yet he still eats them every day. But none of these are even the big hitter.
No.
His number one allergy is chocolate.
Yeah.
Can't eat it.
To which I said to her, I was like, is your dad a golden retriever? And then she didn't get it, and I just say, because like dogs are allergic to chocolate and whatnot. But I don't think
I would have left that one out.
I don't think the dad either would appreciate that one too much. Obviously, that's, I would say, the most hard hitting one. When you're allergic to something like a delicacy, something that people froth over and love, like chocolate, that would be very annoying.
Yeah, I got a pretty tough one. I am allergic to walnuts, which doesn't impact me too greatly, but it is annoying when there's certain dishes, and a lot of dishes do add walnuts in.
Yeah, one of the funny ones, I think, was when you came over. Do you remember when you came over one time and my mum had made carrot cake?
Yeah.
And she'd put walnuts in it. Obviously, that's a classic thing to put in the carrot cake.
I don't think she made it. I believe it was shop bought.
Yeah, well, either way, it still had like the walnuts in it, looted
but
with it.
It was shop bought, and then you informed me there was walnuts, and they said you don't have to eat it. It's just from the shop. No one made this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want the carrot cake. I really enjoy carrot cake. A couple of walnuts aren't going to kill me.
Yeah. Well, then I made the point. I was like, no, don't have it because, you're allergic. And then my mum and grandma turned around and said, let Tom eat the cake.
Let me eat the cake. What's a couple of walnuts?
Let him eat cake. And I thought, what sick parallel universe is this where my grandma and mum are condoning, you eating what you're allergic to? I thought I was going insane.
It's a minor allergy. It's not a big deal. But we do want to open up the phone lines here. What do you reckon the worst thing to be allergic to is, Adelaide? Or have you got the worst allergy? Are you up there with, water or chocolate? What is the worst allergy, and have you got it?
Well, water is a funny one because we knew someone too that was straight up just, allergic to water and couldn't really have baths or anything. And when she was having showers, would just have to, do light showering and then like dampen with a towel and stuff like that because the skin would get red raw. We do have this text here, Tom. Someone's texted in saying, my grandfather's allergic to prawns, but he loves them. Every Christmas he froths us eating them, so sometimes he just sends it, eats a few, and deals with the breakout of hives later. Poor bugger. Jeez, and it would be such a worrying one for the family at Christmas watching him smash these prawns full well knowing that he's going to turn into an elephant man, soon. And he's going to break out with this skin condition. You just feel a little bit on edge.
Fair enough, though. I reckon if I had an allergy to prawns, I'd be doing something similar.
But the prawns, once again, like the chocolate, they're pretty tempting. Yeah. I think even if you had an allergy, you'd still give it a little bit of a crack.
Cover it up with a bit of seafood sauce. Yeah. She'll be right. Hey, let's go to Cara in Glenelg North. Cara, good morning. Have you got the worst allergy?
Oh, I don't know if I've got the worst, but I've got quite a few. I've got one of those autoimmune issues, so I'm allergic to pretty much the outside world. Pollen, stuff, animals, like any type of animal. I'm allergic to some people. Some people make me sneeze and itch. And the only thing I'm...
That's a great what a great get out of jail free card. Sorry, I think I'm allergic to you.
I'm allergic to you. Cara. The only thing I'm not allergic to is gluten, so I carb up.
Oh, okay. So you can have bread, you can have pasta, but there's a few people around the workplace that you're like, nah, you're allergic to.
Yeah, pretty much. And don't put anything on the pasta because I'm probably allergic to that too.
You're a real opposite to most people. You're allergic to everything in the outside world, but gluten's okay.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Really bizarre. So just give me a plain slice of bread, I'm fine.
Yeah, well, at least you can have that. Can we ask Cara, have you ever used the trick of being allergic to someone because you don't like them?
Maybe.
We'll keep it on the down low. Tom, we're in an era where, fashion gets a little bit funky, it gets a little bit weird, and, it is often a little bit polarizing too.
Yeah, I mean, a classic one is you just watch celebrities walk down whatever red carpet they're at, and you will see some pretty funky out there dresses or whatever they're wearing these days.
Big time. How's that at, the Met Gala or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Was it Doja Cat that came as a literal cat?
It was Jared Leto. Jared Leto, yeah.
That's right.
Which is even more bizarre. It would suit someone named Doja Cat to come dressed as a cat, not Jared Leto.
No, absolutely not.
Nonetheless, still we're both pretty weird. However, there is a new fashion trend that's coming out from Louis Vuitton that's pretty odd.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, okay. Louis Vuitton now, they're known as a pretty upmarket brand, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah. So quite fancy, quite expensive. They're renowned for those, being quite, I guess, pricey.
Yeah.
And they've been around a long time. However, there is a new bag they are releasing, a bit of a handbag thing that has caught people's attention. And it has caught people's attention because pretty much it looks like a sandwich bag.
Now, what do you mean by that?
So if you were to go to Macca's and buy, your burgers, your chips and whatever, and then they put it in that brown paper bag, it's like that.
It's
and that's what people were generally comparing it to, saying, geez, it looks like a fast food bag.
All right, hang on. Let me quickly look this up.
Have a sus. It's going for about 5.2 thousand Australian dollars.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's a paper bag. They've even got like the little tape, like it's half folded over. It's got the same serrated sort of edges at the top of the bag. And 5,000 Australian dollars, did you say?
Yeah, 5.2. So it's actually made out of cowhide leather. So it's not actually paper. It is leather. However, yes, it looks like a fast food bag. What my suspicion is, I reckon during the meeting where they designed this bag, surely someone's gone on their lunch break. Yeah. They've come back with some Maccas.
Yeah, he's got his Big Mac in mouth.
They forgot that they had to do the reports. Boss is like, Terry, where the hell are the reports? Where's the design? And he's like, that.
This. You're looking at it.
Just real impromptu. I'll go for a stab. And they've absolutely loved it. Another fun fact about this bag. Do you know who actually designed it?
Who's that?
Beside the jokes, Pharrell Williams. He's been the creative director of menswear at Louis Vuitton since 2003. Pharrell Williams is behind the sandwich bag.
I reckon he's maybe a bit too happy these days. We need to have a chat about TikTok. And I feel like we do talk about TikTok quite a lot. And I guess the negative effect it kind of has on a lot of children these days.
I mean, it has been taken over for the last few years, hasn't it? It gets more and more popular each year. And people do get obsessed, especially that bracket of, young teens.
Yeah. And it's really gone through the ringer, TikTok, of when it first came out to where it is now. There was I think it was like last year that I was saying they're going to ban TikTok altogether because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
And, well, over in North Carolina, this middle school have taken things to a new level. They're like, look, we're not getting TikTok off of these kids' phones. And they're all cutting a lot of class, apparently, to go to the bathrooms. They're saying some kids are going to the bathrooms up to 9 times a day, and this is to record TikToks in the mirror.
Wow, okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you were going to say recording or if it was literally them going to the bathrooms to use TikTok. Yeah, they're just literally so addicted to the stimuli of watching the videos.
No, they're saying there's so many TikTok addicted students and they'll go into the bathroom and record themselves in the mirror doing, I guess, the dances or challenges or whatever it is they're doing on TikTok these days.
These days. Yeah.
I'll tell you, back in my day, it was called Vine. Yeah. It was much better.
Yeah. I mean... Yeah, I guess you just see it pop up a lot. That is the trend at the moment. And it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon, all the dances.
Yeah, so what they've done in North Carolina, they've taken away all the mirrors.
No mirrors.
No mirrors in these bathrooms. They've just completely gotten rid of them so these kids will hopefully stop recording themselves doing TikToks in the bathroom.
God, that's a strange method.
Right?
Surely there's like I don't know, something on the Wi-Fi that you can just prohibit TikTok or something like that. You don't have to take all the mirrors down.
I guess they've got data, phone data and stuff. Like
these kids and their tech.
Yeah.
What don't they have?
But I started thinking about the benefits of not having mirrors in your school. And one of the big benefits, I remember when I was in primary, middle school, classic thing to do was go into the bathroom with your mates, turn the lights off and say Bloody Mary 3 times, right? They can't be doing that anymore. There's going to be no more scared kids of the bathroom because that's completely out of the window.
I'll stop you right there because, yes, you can't summon Bloody Mary anymore in the bathrooms. However, I do feel like the vampires will want to go suss these schools. The vampires will be like, hey, there's no mirrors there, you know.
Vampires or witches, apparently, if you don't have a soul, you can't see yourself in the mirror. So if there's no mirrors, they're going to be laughing.
Yeah, no one's going to catch you out. You got all these vampires in their little converts probably saying, where are you going to send little Billy to school? And they're like, well, probably to school with no mirrors.
And I tell you what, little Billy's not going to have. He won't have 7 years of bad luck because there's going to be no mirrors to break.
Oh, imagine all the cricket balls flying into the bathroom and stuff. No mirrors are going to get smashed. Everyone's got good luck. The only minor inconvenience is there's a few vamps around.
Honestly, why do we even need mirrors? Let's get rid of them here at Fresh.
Everyone would be a bit less vain as well. Maybe they're onto something.
That's it.
People are going to be less self-obsessed. You won't have annoying kids doing TikToks. It seems like a pretty good opportunity.
All right, we got to go smash some mirrors. Hey, Callum.
Yep.
The cost of living crisis, I mean, we talk about it quite often here on the show.
Yep.
It's getting out of hand. I mean, we just mentioned just at the start of this hour, $15 we could be seeing for price of a pint of beer.
It's huge, isn't it? And, it seems like these things happen all the time. Things get more and more expensive with every year. You have tax prices and tax hikes. So if we can alleviate that some way and live a bit cheaper, that would be great.
Well, yeah, even supermarkets, you're starting to see people peel back the specials and they turn out to be completely bogus, just the normal same price.
Yeah.
So with this cost of living crisis, some people are looking to escape. And if you want to escape, here are 5 US states that will pay you to move there right now.
Hey, bit of a change up. I mean, I feel like a lot of Australians are a bit, I feel like it's half divided with the US, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit polarising. Some Aussies would say, yes, I'd love to go there for a visit and live. Others couldn't think of anything worse.
Now, look, it's not going to be states like, California or anything paying for you to go live there. That would be pretty unreal. But these are more like in the countryside of the US.
Okay, so you're not living on the Ritz of Santa Monica Beach or anything. These are the kind of lesser known states, maybe a bit less touristy than you'd usually go for a family holiday.
Yeah, I mean, the first one here, West Virginia, made famous from that song Take Me Home Country Roads. The median housing price here is about $157,000. And there's a little bit to do, I'm sure. Whitewater rafting, cross-country skiing.
Yep, so you can be paid to go here and live here in West Virginia.
Yes, correct. Well, they'll offer you about $12,000 as a relocation bonus and a pass for a year's worth of free outdoor activities.
Oh, there you go. Well, I did have a look at West Virginia to see how appealing it is, even with the little bit of money you get there to live. Their big tourist attraction, or one of the big ones, unfortunately, I would say this is a bit of a deterrent. They have a Mothman museum.
Mothman.
And the Mothman Museum is based off this creature that apparently terrorized West Virginia back in the 60s.
Yeah.
With glowing red eyes.
He'd get in your closets. He'd eat up all your clothes.
Yeah, a huge moth.
Real menace.
Didn't kill anyone, just, ruined people's garments. But yeah, there's a museum dedicated to him, this big bug that terrorized the place back in the 60s. So
yeah, right.
I don't know how much I would want to live there, really.
Well, as long as there's no more big bugs, I'd check it out. Hey, next state that'll pay you to go down there is Oklahoma.
Yeah.
This has a median house price of about $196,000. And it's close to the Ozarks, serves up chicken fried steaks on the regular. And the city and neighbouring Tulsa has plenty for you to do and visit, apparently. They're going to be handing out about $10,000 as a relocation bonus.
Oh, cool. I did look up Oklahoma as well to see if there are any, pressing issues like Bigfoot or Mothman.
Yeah.
Nothing too much. They seem to have a...
Mosquito boy.
Yeah. They seem to have a bunyip sort of equivalent over there, this huge whale that looks really run down and a bit tacky that they have sitting near the centre of the town.
Well, there you go, mate. It'll help you make it feel like home.
Yeah,
it's just like you're in Murray Bridge and looking at the bunyip.
Oh, 100%. It's pretty similar.
Hey, the next one that'll pay you in the next state, Kentucky. How good is this? I mean, famous for Kentucky Fried Chicken. Is there much more to get into?
Nah, not really.
Yeah, there we go. All right, next state, Indiana. They'll pay you about around $5,000 they'll start at.
Yeah. I mean, Indiana as well has a lion centre if you're into big cats.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually probably one of the cooler ones, to be fair.
Yeah.
Unlike the last one, Kansas.
Yeah,
you
Kansas.
You can move to Kansas. You know what Kansas has?
Pizza Hut.
America's largest well. If you really want to see the largest well in America, go to Kansas. Live there for a bit.
Keep your children on a leash.
Yeah.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.